All right, Dasie, welcome to the Eddy Echo Show. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm happy to be here.
So out of everybody I've had on the show so far, you're the person I know the least. We actually just met,
Yes.
about 30 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
And she was showing me a couple of her songs off the bat, so it's not like I'm just going to jump in out of nowhere and know
That'd
the
be
songs. So
impressive.
just so you know. But Dasie is from Utah.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about growing up in Utah.
It was great fun. I don't know. Have you been to Utah?
Hiking, yeah, I've been to Utah. I
Listen.
did Powder Mountain.
Yeah, I did go to Powder Mountain a lot as a kid, and I feel like I'm not as outdoorsy enough as you would think I was, considering I grew up in Utah. I did go skiing as a kid, at least a little bit, but
So are you from Park City, or are you from Salt Lake City?
a little bit north of Salt Lake City.
Okay, so I won't
Yeah.
ask the big M question, but I will.
What?
The big M question. Are you a Mormon?
Yeah, I
Yes,
did.
you are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So you grew up Mormon in Utah.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the choir. And did that influence you? Because I've seen that before, the Tabernacle Choir, right?
Yeah, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Okay. Because
But
there is a musical tradition there. And if I was going to think of Salt Lake City in music, I've also been to Kilby Court before.
Kilby Court's
which
awesome.
is a cool venue.
That's probably the best venue that Salt Lake City has.
Okay, and what else is Salt Lake known for in terms of music? I know it's not Nashville, but growing up there, what kind of music were you growing up around?
You know, the truth is I think that's a reason why we made the move to Nashville. There's not a huge music scene in Salt Lake City. Maybe a little bit more in Provo. Do you know Provo,
yeah,
Utah?
Provo, yeah.
Yeah, because that's more of a college town. That's where I went to school. I went to UVU.
Really?
Yes, and that's where a lot of people do bands, in college. There's cool venues down in Provo.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out real quick to my friend Danny Tarasevich, who was in a
Cool.
movie called Boys of Provo.
Wait, really?
Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's like a famous movie about a boy band, or I don't know if it's a famous movie, but it was a movie that Danny was in the early 2000s about a boy band in Provo, and they're like a Mormon
Wow.
boy band, but it's kind of funny.
How
thought
have
you
I
might know
not
it,
heard
so.
of that? Yeah, okay. Well, I know what I'm
Yeah.
watching tonight.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Well, let's jump into some music.
Okay.
Tell me about the song. And,
Amazing. So this first song is a song of mine called Tainted Summer. Yeah. I'm
Ooh.
trying to think of what do I say about it. Something that I call my genre is I call it petty pop. So each song you'll hear is kind of a play on petty pop, though this one and the next one are probably the lesser petty. Whatever.
Okay. It kind of sounds a little bit like a horror movie, not gonna lie.
Ooh.
Tainted Summer?
I'm okay with that,
A walk,
I guess.
on the lake house somewhere.
It's a little bit more happy poppy
Okay,
than,
so let's hear it.
than for a
then.
horror
So-
movie.
Sorry to make the prejudgment.
That's okay. But yeah, this was just inspired by a tainted summer of mine, and about those relationships where it's when you're in the moment, it's chaotic and bad, and for some reason you think that makes it more exciting and better, but then now years later, having matured and growing up, I can look back on that and be like, that was really stupid. And maybe it's not a good thing if it's chaotic. Cool?
Cool.
Cool.
Let's do
So
it.
this is Tainted Summer. Honey, we hit the races. The devil was out to chase us in the collection of electric nights and hidden kisses in the headlights. Running like we're undercover. We only had one another, and I can still feel the grass beneath my feet and your whispers on my cheeks. But we were chasing illusional dreams at high-speed racing, dangerous speeds. But it's all I ever wanted to feel, the kind of rush that saves or kills. Living life like it's a fantasy, with your wide eyes staring right through me. Now you're just a fading lover of a tainted summer. We're dodging lights in the night air, but no one really seemed to care. So it was us against their whispers, but your pretty words are all I heard. Don't be afraid, just grab my hand. We can run away without a plan. And I want to. We were chasing illusional dreams at high-speed racing, dangerous speeds. But it's all I ever wanted to feel, the kind of rush that saves or kills. Living life like it's a fantasy, with your wide eyes staring right through me. Now you're just a fading lover of a tainted summer. Well, if you're the one, then why do I keep crying? You love me back, so why do you keep lying? Oh, I keep begging you to stay when you threaten to leave, 'cause I'm addicted to the rush of our secrecy, hiding behind walls and all our mistakes. So why don't we run away? Why don't we run away? We were chasing illusional dreams at high-speed racing, dangerous speeds, but it's all I ever wanted to feel, the kind of rush that saves or kills, living life like it's a fantasy, with your wide eyes staring right through me. Now you're just a fading lover of a tainted summer.
Melancholy.
Thank you. That. Melancholy. The produced version is a little bit more bubblegum pop.
Man, music is the best way to make a first impression on someone.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we just met, and shout out to Chaz over at Nashville Pop for connecting us. And I think, it says a whole, it's more than just the song, because I can hear a lot about the type of person that you are and what kind of music you grew up on, just from hearing you sing. Are you a trained vocalist?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought so. I could, you have a pure vowel, a very open vowel, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, in college, I was doing classical music for a couple years, and then I was like, wait, I like songwriting and pop music better.
So did you studied singing classical?
Yeah.
Cool. And what school was that at again?
It was at UVU.
Oh, you said that in Provo.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any teachers you want to shout out, or was there any experiences, even growing up, all the way back?
Oh my gosh.
Was it important, to have mentors?
Yeah, definitely. I will say that so when I started college, I was doing just pop music and songwriting. It's a commercial music degree, which is, becoming more popular. But then I developed the most debilitating stage anxiety, and it wasn't good. And I was something needs to change. And I just felt suddenly really drawn to doing classical music and opera, which was weird because all of my teachers and friends were like, you want to be an opera singer? And I was just I don't know, but this just feels right. So I took a year and a half, and I just fully jumped into it. And I think doing something that was so out of my comfort zone and so scary was so good for me.
And I could just tell right away that you're a real vocalist. And
well, thanks.
I think
that's so funny. Nice of you to say.
Yeah, and it's funny because even in college, we put ourselves in these boxes oh, do you really want to be an opera singer?
Yeah.
But then the things that you learn doing
I think I learned so much doing just so many scary things and having to go on stage and sing in German and have a fake dagger and
yeah, I didn't think about that part, but
okay, that was maybe a little bit more intense than I wanted. I was just thinking about the scenes I did, but I don't know, I think doing things that scared me and pushed me was really, really good for me. And then when I came back and did the pop thing again, I was oh, I can do this. This is fine.
So when did you start writing songs?
Oh, when I was a child.
Okay. Well, how about the songs? Do you have music on Spotify that I was able to listen to? So how about those songs? Has that been more recent that you've been putting those out?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So my first song that I put out as Dasie was actually July of 2021. So awesome. It's pretty new that this project has been going on.
So let's jump into another one.
Okay. Sounds great. Hold on. I'm going to drink some water first. Yeah. Is that okay?
Oh, of course. Can't live without it.
Truly, you cannot. Let me swallow my water before I start talking.
No problem.
Sorry about that.
I'll take this opportunity to say this show is sponsored by no one. We have no sponsors, but we have Mervin here, we have Chaz here helping, and we also have Dasie. So thank you guys for being here as we're getting this started, and
Yeah. Okay, so this next one, I actually put out a whole EP in June of 2022. So about, 6 months ago now, ish, whatever. It's called Drama. Go listen to it. Shameless plug. I'm very proud of it. But when I was making that EP, I was really trying to tell a story. Tainted Summer was part of it. And from top to bottom, if you listen, I think you kind of get the story I'm going for. Anyways, but when I was writing it and putting it all together, I realized that my story didn't really have an ending, or didn't have any type of resolution. And so this next song that I'm going to play was my resolution song. And I kind of consider it my special song because it is more personal, and it's the one that actually ended up doing the best as far as streaming goes, which is always cool when it's the special vulnerable one is actually the one that
because those are the ones that usually don't do anything.
And it's fun because it broke all the don't have it be this long and don't have the intro be this long. It broke those rules, and yet this, I said, this is the one that got the most love. So
I love that.
It was cool.
It's amazing.
So
let's hear it.
Screw the rules.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's called You Wanted Me to Stay. You saw me leaving. Can't do this anymore. Your silence was screaming as I walked out of the door. 5 years I fought for you, did all you asked me to, gave you my trust you couldn't keep. And all you had to do was say you were sorry, but you couldn't for me, so I had to leave. But I bet you wanted me to stay. I bet you're sorry for all the things you didn't say. I would have kept your ring if that's what you had asked of me. No, I bet you're sorry now that I finally walked away. And I was crying on the stairs when you called me. It was your last chance to say that you want me, but you held your tongue and you held your pride, so I walked away with mine. And what a mess I made in the aftermath. Second-guessed every step I made, and I can't help but still look back. Oh, 5 years I fought for you, did all you asked me to, gave you my love you threw away. And all you had to do was meet me halfway, but you couldn't for me, so I had to leave. But I bet you wanted me to stay. I bet you're sorry for all the things you didn't say. I would have kept your ring if that's what you had asked of me. No, I bet you're sorry now that I finally walked away. You had my fate in the palm of your hand, and one word from you and I would have stayed broken. But now I'm finally free from strings that once tied you to me, and I can see it. I realized what you missed, but I bet you wanted me to stay. I bet you're sorry for all the things you didn't say. I would have kept your ring if that's what you had asked of me. No, I bet you're sorry now that I finally walked away. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thanks.
Wow. I'm not sensing any stage fright. I know there's nobody here besides just us, but...
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of emotional, mental work to get there, so...
So tell me about what you've been doing in Nashville so far, and I know you met Chaz playing out at the Pin Drop songwriting session, so shout out to them.
Shout out to them. That was my very first round when I came into Nashville. One of my friends invited me out, and Chaz played in like the very first round I ever saw in Nashville.
Sounds about right.
And Pin Drop was the very first one I went to. So, I got the chance to play there too later, which was really fun.
Amazing. And so that last song you just played, did you write that in Nashville, or was that written
No,
back
I actually wrote that one with a friend who actually was in Nashville. But when I was in Utah, I was making the EP, and we did a lot of it virtually. So, and actually, yeah, his name's Jordan Turner. He's a producer. He produced Tainted Summer and You Wanted Me to Stay.
Amazing.
2 of the songs that were on the EP.
So did he write them with you too?
You Wanted Me to Stay, yes.
Okay,
And
awesome.
that one actually started out like a drone track that he sent me, basically, and I wrote over it, and then he kind of helped me put it all together.
So how much does where you are affect your writing, like geography-wise? Like, do you, I'm just like, now I'm picturing you like up in like the mountains in Utah. Like,
I mean,
that seems like that'd be
I was
a pretty
living in
good
my
place.
parents' basement at the time.
Oh, okay.
And like my studio was like on the floor in this spare bedroom, like in this corner.
Okay. So it wasn't like on the top of a mountain?
Oh no, I mean,
okay.
You can picture that though. That probably like makes it sound a lot more ethereal and like inspired.
That's what I was picturing.
I wish, but no, it's probably more true to this song that I was like hunched in my parents' basement, like trying to put together those vocal parts to send to him, you know. Anyways, much more actually lived experience. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of lived experience, let's get into another song. And,
okay.
What's this last one? I know I actually learned, we ran through this last one together. What's this one called?
Okay, so this one's called DNR, and this is actually one that I have written since I have been in Nashville. And it's with a girl I had actually met via TikTok named Anna Klein, and then we met up.
That's
and
awesome.
Did a write together.
How did that go about you guys meeting on TikTok? Was it like a comment thing, or was it just like...
Yeah, kind of. A lot of the people I know here in Nashville, or I even knew coming here, I met from TikTok. So
that's amazing.
Like,
what?
People hate that social media app, and I do too. But I don't even have like a big following by any means, but like you can meet people.
Hey, that's where the people are.
That's where the people are. And I've met a handful of people that I came to Nashville in person and like have genuinely liked them just as much in person. So it works.
It works.
It works to meet people.
Let's hear the song that was written and conceived through a TikTok meetup.
Yes. Well, I actually have to shout out my best friend too, because before I moved out here, she was always like, I've always wanted to write a song. And she's a writer, but like is writing a book, so not
What's
a
her name?
songwriter. Her name's Kiana Oakley.
Shout out Kiana.
Shout out to Kiana.
Featured guest alert.
Featured guest. Anyways, so we were just hanging out one day. She told me she wanted to write a song, and together we conceptualized the idea and came up with the hook. So then when I had my write with Anna, I was like, hey, I have this, actually I think a really fun idea that me and my friend came up with. Do you want to finish it with me? So shout out to co-writers and collaboration. And this song is probably my most like petty pop one, you know. Anyways,
let's do it.
I'm talking too much. We'll sing. You run back like it's your job. Punch hours on the clock. I see your motives, king of the comeback, want what you can have, yeah. 2 months ago, maybe this would've worked, back then when you were my world. But you showed your colors and I finally learned, leave the dead undisturbed. I signed a DNR, 'cause you've gone too far, and that's not me that you want back. You want the version that you had before, but I'm not that girl, don't even know her anymore. I signed a D and la 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 la. Oh, I signed a D and I was young and so naive. Let you do as you please. You walked all over me, left in the backseat and offer a deadbeat. Yeah, 2 months ago, maybe I'd take you back when you were the best that I'd had. But you showed your colors and I finally learned, leave the dead undisturbed. I signed a DNR, 'cause you've gone too far, and it's not me that you want back. You want the version that you had before, but I'm not that girl, don't even know her anymore. I signed a D and la 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 la. I signed a D and la 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 la. Oh, I signed a DNR. I signed a DNR 'cause you've gone too far, and it's not me that you want back. You want the version that you had before, but I'm not that girl. Don't even know her anymore. I signed a D and la 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 la. Oh, I signed a D and la 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 la. Oh, I signed a D and I. Fun.
All right.
Nice.
Awesome.
Love
So that was
that.
actually our first time playing together, hopefully of many.
Yeah, that worked.
I love that. I love G minor. It's actually my favorite
Me
key. Just to be
too.
nerdy. I mean, I don't know what it is about G minor.
It's a good key.
It's just like on the piano too, for all the nerdy piano players, you can just
Yeah.
hold it. It's like you got the flat notes in there, so it feels great.
Yep.
Awesome. So
Similarly,
is that
I
one
love-
out? yet?
No.
All
But I
right.
want to.
So
put
that will
out
be the
very
next
soon.
song that you'll
Yeah.
be releasing?
I'm hoping to move
Hopefully.
that into production here soon.
Cool.
And so, yeah, that's
All right.
definitely one that's going to be coming out.
So tell
in the
me
future.
about some of your future goals for this year.
Okay, well, oh man, I mean, I feel like I'm just finally getting settled all in to Nashville and writing a lot. And so we're kind of figuring out, what comes next and putting out the next stage of music. So should be fun.
That's it.
Been performing a lot. It's been fun.
I do love that part about Nashville. It's like, there's always somewhere you can go and play and meet
Yeah.
somebody, and it really is Music City.
Yeah.
I mean, people are coming from all over the place, and so I'm actually from Philadelphia originally.
Cool.
And I lived in New York City for about 5 years.
Oh, cool.
And I've been in Nashville about 4 years now, and especially since COVID, I feel like it's just been more and more new people like yourself.
Yeah.
And COVID put a lot of things into perspective for people, and I think a lot of people looked in the mirror and went, I should do something that I like.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally wanted to move to Nashville since I was like 14. And so it was like,
It's time.
let's do it. Yeah, why not?
And
so
we
here
are here. And thank you so much for being here on the
Thanks
Eddy
for
Echo
asking me
Show.
to be here.
Yeah. So tell the people
That was
where
fun.
we can find you online.
Okay, you can, it's Dasie, but it's not spelled like the flower. It's Dasie, and my handle everywhere is just Dasie Music. Except on Spotify, just look up Dasie, and you can listen to, go listen to my EP Drama.
Amazing. So you heard
Yeah.
it first from her, Dasie.
Yes.
Daisy.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. So thanks for coming here. And this has been the Eddy Echo Show.
Yeah.